Tonight, breaking news, RFK Jr. and the fireworks on Capitol Hill. The HHS Secretary grilled by Republicans and Democrats over his moves already on vaccines. The confusion, they say, for parents across this country. And they say the danger for their children.
I would say effectively we're denying people vaccine.
Senator Cantwell.
You're wrong.
Tonight, the fiery exchanges will go live to the Hill. Also tonight, an American among the dead. The horrific streetcar accident losing control. The video now tonight. The screams at a popular tourist destination. The death toll now rising, and we're on the scene. Tonight, the fires and smoke alerts across multiple states as we come on the air. The major fire burning near Yosemite, destroying an historic town, tonight growing in size. And the tropics, the threat to the west, and the potential threat to the east coast of the U.S., what Lee Goldberg is tracking already. The passenger plane, the turnaround to Houston, the cabin filling with smoke. Tonight, the woman who police say gave a hand signal that she was in trouble, and then the police takedown of the suspect. Tonight, news on the 8-year-old boy attacked by a shark and what we did not know. The Good Samaritan helping with tourniquets. It made a difference. Fashion legend Giorgio Armani has died, the legendary Italian designer called the godfather of Italian fashion. Tonight, from Julia Roberts to Richard Gere, Sophia Loren to Beyonce, what he overcame to build a multi-billion-dollar empire. Tonight, the new image of former President Biden, a large scar seen across the top of his head, and what we've now learned. And this evening, our correspondent taking you to Salzburg, Austria. The Americans who traveled all that way to mark the 60th anniversary of The Sound of Music.
The hills are alive with the sound of music.
And what you likely did not know about one of the most popular musicals of all time.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and we begin tonight here with a brutal hearing on Capitol Hill. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. under fire from both parties over his highly controversial vaccine policies, his changes already, and the firing of the CDC director and the chaos inside the CDC. RFK Jr. was grilled for nearly 3 hours about vaccines and the turmoil, including his firing of the CDC director, who'd been on the job for less than a month. Tonight, a growing number of lawmakers and medical groups accusing Kennedy of putting American lives at risk, some calling for him to resign. ABC's Jay O'Brien leading us off on the Hill tonight.
Tonight, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. angrily defending himself as frustrated senators from both parties demanded answers on whether he's trying to limit Americans' access to vaccines and firing top health officials who stand in his way. Just last week, Kennedy ousting CDC Chief Susan Menarez less than a month after swearing her in. Other top CDC officials resigning in protest.
These changes were absolutely necessary adjustments to restore the agency to its role as the world's gold standard public health agency.
Today, Menarez writing in the Wall Street Journal that she was fired for refusing Kennedy's, quote, troubling directive that she rubber-stamped the as-of-yet unwritten recommendations of a vaccine advisory panel filled with people who have publicly expressed anti-vaccine rhetoric. Kennedy saying she's lying.
I told her that she had to resign because I asked her, are you a trustworthy person? And she said no. So
What?
If you had an employee...
So you're saying she's lying?
Yes. Every conversation I had with her, there were
And let me get
witnesses.
this straight. This is the same person that less than a month earlier, you stood next to her and described her as unimpeachable. And in a month, she became a liar?
Kennedy, a longtime vaccine skeptic, repeatedly pressed on the COVID vaccine. The FDA now only approving it for seniors and adults and children with underlying conditions. No longer recommending it for everyone like the flu shot.
Do you accept the fact that 1 million Americans died from COVID?
I don't know how many died.
Do you think the vaccine did anything to prevent additional deaths?
Again, I would like to see the data and talk about the data.
You have had this job for 8 months, and you don't know the data about whether the vaccine saved lives?
Two Republican senators, both doctors, who voted to confirm Kennedy, now sounding the alarm.
I support vaccines. I'm a doctor.
John Barrasso of Wyoming.
And I've grown deeply concerned. The public has seen measles outbreaks, leadership in the National Institute of Health questioning the use of mRNA vaccines, the recently confirmed director of Centers for Disease Control and Prevention fired. Americans don't know who to rely on.
Republican Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana going even further, saying the FDA is now effectively denying Americans vaccines. The senator reading a letter he received from a doctor.
We're all confused and concerned about who can get the COVID vaccine. Pharmacists are requiring a prescription now even for patients over 65, creating a huge headache. I submit these for the record.
Without objection.
I would say effectively we're denying people vaccine.
Senator Cantwell.
You're wrong.
It's very confusing.
But today, Americans we spoke with say they're at a loss.
I'm totally confused what I'm allowed to have and what I'm not allowed to have in terms of the injections. I have no idea.
We should be trusted to make our own decisions.
And in Dallas, Texas, Jeremy Hayes, a father of two, says that confusion is making us less safe.
We do know that when we do not vaccinate, there is harm. And it's common sense, it's medical science.
And after the hearing, those Republican senators, Bill Cassidy and John Barrasso, refusing to say they still have confidence in Secretary Kennedy.
Do you still have confidence in him, Senator? His ability to lead HHS?
Do you have confidence in him, Senator?
Is there a reason you're not answering?
This is what the President of the United States is doing, and I will not second this.
An extraordinary hearing, David. In total, 3 Republican senators openly questioning whether Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is the right person to oversee public health in this country. But just months ago, those same 3 Republicans all voted to confirm him. David.
Jay O'Brien live up on the Hill for us. Jay, thanks. We have learned tonight an American is now among the dead after that horrific streetcar accident, barreling out of control. The death toll now rising, and tonight the video here. You can hear the screams and the 3-year-old boy pulled out of the wreckage alive. ABC's Tom Soufi-Burridge on the scene in Lisbon, Portugal tonight.
Tonight, terrifying new video of that horrific streetcar disaster in Portugal. One American amongst at least 16 people killed. Screams of horror from inside a second streetcar just downhill from the car that derailed and slammed into a building. Russia Abdo on board with her husband and 3-year-old son.
Just going up and some seconds, and then we felt no brakes. The cable car was going down with acceleration.
Russia says they were tossed out of their seats and heard a terrifying sound, that doomed streetcar thundering towards them.
You could hear the cable car at the top of the hill just flying down towards you.
Yes. So we thought it's going to hit us. My husband jumped from the window. I give him my son, and I was about to jump when they told me, don't jump, it already crashed.
People seen climbing out of windows, smoke filling the alleyway, bystanders rushing in, searching for survivors, in videos posted on social media.
It was blurry, full of dust. We couldn't see anything.
Officials saying a 3-year-old German boy was pulled out alive, along with his badly injured mother. But tragically, that boy's father did not survive. So far, authorities have not identified the American killed. These videos from just last year showing how that streetcar normally carried passengers up and down that scenic hill. Tonight, investigators trying to figure out how this happened.
David, heavy machinery now working at the scene of the tragedy to remove some of the wreckage. We're expecting the results of a preliminary investigation in the morning, David.
Tom Soufi-Burridge in Lisbon for us. Tom, thank you. Back here in the U.S. tonight into the fires and smoke alerts now across multiple states as we're on the air. We're also watching the tropics tonight, potential threats to the East Coast and the West Coast. Lee Goldberg is here and ABC's Trevor Ault traveling to the fire zone.
Tonight, the massive wildfire burning west of Yosemite since Tuesday is now more than 21 square miles and still out of control. Overnight, CAL FIRE reporting one of the hundreds of firefighters working the TCU September Lightning Complex fire was hurt when a fire engine rolled over. Pete Tomeno and his wife grabbed what they could and fled the flames Tuesday.
By the time we got onto the road, the neighbors behind me and next to me were on fire. To watch it come over the ridge the way it did and as fast as it did, that is absolute fear.
Their home is thankfully still standing, but so many in the historic town of Chinese Camp lost everything.
This is one of so many historical sites here that had stood for more than 100 years, and look at the inside, absolutely gutted by the 6.5 fire.
And with more than 60 large fires burning in the West and even more in Canada, the smoke is triggering air quality alerts in 6 states. In Spokane, Washington, school officials moving all student activities inside. The air quality there dangerous for everyone.
And David, back here in Los Angeles, a major headline tonight involving that devastating wildfire from back in January, the Eaton fire, which killed 19 people and destroyed thousands of homes. Well, the Department of Justice tonight has announced it's suing SoCal Edison, alleging that fire was sparked by the power company's faulty infrastructure. SoCal Edison says it's reviewing this lawsuit and it will respond in court. David?
Yes, we continue to follow the investigation into the Eaton fire. Trevor, thank you. Back to the fires of these last 24 hours. Let's get right to Lee Goldberg from WABC here in New York, tracking that and the tropics. Hi, Lee.
All right, hi, David. The late season heat wave of the Pacific Northwest winding down. The tropics active, though. Kiko is still a Cat 4 major hurricane. It weakens, makes a move toward Hawaii. Tropical storm conditions possible early next week. Lorena is going to soak parts of the southwest. Could be some flooding across parts of Arizona and California. The disturbance in the Atlantic likely getting more organized and becoming Gabrielle over the weekend, tracking toward the Leeward Islands sometime early next week. And one other note, a line of showers with some heavy downpours, Philly to New York City tonight. A good soaking over the wildfire in northwest New Jersey. David?
Lee Goldberg back with us. Lee, we appreciate it. We turn next tonight here to the woman who police say gave a hand signal warning that she was in trouble, and then the dramatic takedown of the suspect outside Los Angeles. Here's Kayna Whitworth.
Tonight, dramatic body camera video of officers near Los Angeles chasing down and arresting a man suspected of domestic violence. The chase spurred by a woman who used a hand signal behind her back, asking for help while in a 7-Eleven.
Are you okay? Yeah.
The Alhambra Police Department says their investigation determined a domestic violence incident had occurred. It's unclear exactly what hand signals were used, but the signal for help has been praised for saving the lives of domestic violence victims.
Knowing this signal can save a life.
Videos like this one posted to TikTok, raising awareness. Someone at the convenience store alerting authorities, who quickly responded.
You want to sit down?
They began to question and then tried to pat down 38-year-old John Palombi.
Can you stand up for me, please?
He then took off on foot and was arrested by officers in the parking lot.
And David, authorities telling us that suspect had a warrant and was carrying a stun gun when he was arrested. And again, David, they point to that subtle hand gesture used by the victim and the bystander who noticed it for their ability to respond so quickly. David.
Thank goodness for that hand signal. Kayna, thanks. Tonight, the 8-year-old boy attacked by a shark, his leg, puncture wounds near his shoulder. Tonight, the Good Samaritan who helped tie 2 tourniquets, and now doctors say it made the difference. Victor Akendo in Florida.
Tonight, doctors are sharing new details about the race to save 8-year-old Richard Burrows after a black-tipped shark bit him while he was snorkeling with his family on Labor Day off Key Largo, Florida.
How bad is the bite?
It's bad. I gotta stop the bleeding.
As Richard was rushed to shore, a Good Samaritan helped his dad tie 2 tourniquets around his leg before he was airlifted to the hospital. Surgeons at the University of Miami say that made all the difference.
He lost a lot of blood, and he would have lost a lot more if somebody that wasn't there to quickly apply a tourniquet. These were 100% effective, and because of that, he came in a much different condition than he probably would have.
Richard also suffered 2 puncture wounds right below his left shoulder, requiring surgery and hundreds of stitches. Tonight, he is recovering at home, his leg saved, likely helped by those tourniquets. Richard's family thanking everyone who helped and praising his 10-year-old sister Rose, saying she was instrumental in her brother's rescue.
David, doctors say Richard still needs to heal, but with his can-do attitude, he should be running around in about 6 to 8 weeks. David?
We're glad Richard's okay, Victor. Thanks. Tonight, fashion legend Giorgio Armani has died, known as the godfather of Italian fashion. What he overcame as a boy to build a multi-billion-dollar empire. Here's Matt Gutman.
He is the legendary Italian designer Giorgio Armani, and that name alone synonymous with modern elegance, quiet luxury, effortless glamour. And for half a century, he reimagined the business suit for men and women, and became one of the first designers to tether his business to celebrities. From Hollywood stars to world leaders, Armani dressed them all. Julia Roberts turning heads at the 1990 Golden Globes in a men's Armani pantsuit. And then there were the gowns. Cate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Lady Gaga, his frequent muses. His Hollywood debut in the classic American Gigolo. Richard Gere selecting a supple Armani. Giorgio Armani was made for Hollywood. Those icy blues, the shock of white hair, always tan and fit. frequently on the red carpet, here enjoying a laugh with Roberts and George Clooney, getting a hug from Italian royalty Sophia Loren, and at the Cannes Film Festival with famed director and friend Martin Scorsese. He'd said he'd always wanted to direct movies, and eventually he'd rack up credits in more than 200 films. He dressed Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Ray Liotta in Goodfellas, and created Leonardo DiCaprio's tailored wardrobe in The Wolf of Wall Street. Armani even making a costume for Beyoncé for her performance at the American Music Awards. Armani was born in 1934 in a small town south of Milan and was badly wounded by a World War II mine as a child, but recovered and launched his label in 1975. His work ethic helping him build a multi-billion-dollar empire, which included everything from perfume to a basketball team. And just days before his death, the 91-year-old opening up in a candid interview about his reputation as a workaholic. He said, "My only regret in life was spending too many hours working and not enough time with friends and family." David, a statement on his official Instagram said that Giorgio Armani worked until his very last days and that he died at home peacefully in his beloved Milan, surrounded by his family. David.
Yeah, a remarkable legacy, Matt. Thanks. When we come back tonight, anyone who's ever watched The Sound of Music will want to see this. We take you to Salzburg, Austria tonight, to the top of that hill, and what we learned. Also tonight, more news ahead. The passenger plane, the quick turnaround at Houston, the cabin filling with smoke, and the new image in tonight of former President Biden, a large scar across the top of his head, and what they're now saying in a moment here. Tonight, the new concern for former President Biden after a new image of the 82-year-old with a large scar on his head. President Biden's office tonight saying he recently underwent Mohs surgery for skin cancer. In May, of course, he announced he'd been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. We wish him well. When we come back here tonight, the passenger plane forced to land in Houston. They declared an emergency. And then The Sound of Music, the major milestone tonight, will take you to the top of that hill in Salzburg, what we learned. To the index tonight, a scare for passengers on a United flight. The plane with 49 people on board returning to Houston shortly after takeoff. The crew reporting electrical issues and smoke in the cabin. That plane landed safely. These images from Citizen app. The FAA is investigating tonight. Okay, so no winner again last night. The jackpot for Powerball, now the third largest in history. I can barely talk about it. We just checked, $1.7 billion for you. The next drawing Saturday. Good luck. When we come back here tonight, if you and your children have watched The Sound of Music tonight, we take you to Austria, to the top of that hill, and what Julie Andrews said about that famous scene. Finally tonight, the 60th anniversary of The Sound of Music. Julie Andrews has said it took her 6 or 7 takes to get that twirl atop the mountain just right. Our Maggie Rulli takes us to Austria.
Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes.
It was an instant hit when it premiered in 1965. The Sound of Music.
These are a few of my favorite things.
Winning 5 Oscars, including Best Picture.
A drop of golden sun.
A young Julie Andrews charming the world for decades as Maria, the nanny whose spirit and love stole the hearts of the Von Trapp children. And their father, the captain, played by Christopher Plummer. 60 years later, generations of fans are still captivated, making the pilgrimage to Salzburg, and we're right there with them.
A drop of golden sun.
Singing along with a busload of Americans on the original Sound of Music bus tour. Visiting all of the movie's iconic spots. And you've got to remember that famous scene where Maria and the 7 kids are out on the boat, they splash, they fall into the lake. That all happened right there. The Do Re Mi fountain is where we meet Mike and Barb, traveling for their 47th wedding anniversary.
So he said, "This is all for you today."
It's just a timeless classic. You can't put a date on it. It just resonates with everybody.
But of course, there's still one more moment that we had to recreate for ourselves.
The hills are alive with the sound of music, and I'll sing once more.
60 years later, and still magical. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
David Muir, the most watched newscast in America. And now,
ABC's World News Tonight has won the Emmy for Best Live News Program for the third year in a row.